Hello everybody. I wanted to make a new Arduino update video. Did something that's kind of cool. Our phone number has been, since we moved down here to Florida, and then I started the business, and because I already had done a bunch of calling on customers when I decided to start that, and they all knew that number as the number to get a hold of me. We switched that to the business line, made that the business number, and then came up with a new home number. But that number is also a government number for the state of Florida. Instead of 561 area code, it's 904 or 407, something like that. So for years, we randomly receive phone calls from a fax machine at 3 a.m. in the morning or 2 a.m. in the morning. So completely asleep, all of a sudden the business line starts ringing and wakes us up. It's a pain in the butt, and it's been bothering us for a long time. So I took an Arduino and I got a clock, real-time clock for a couple of bucks online. And I connected that to the Arduino, and then I connected that to a couple of relay switches, and I took the telephone wire for the business line and I spliced it into the relay switches so that when I turn the relay switch on or off, I can disconnect the telephone line for the business side. So that's been working for a while, but the most recent addition is this clock. So I set the clock, and I can tell the program to tell Arduino that when it's 11 o'clock at night and up until 6 a.m. in the morning, shut down the business line. So we got that working yesterday and tested it last night. It worked perfectly. So I thought it was pretty cool. Just thought I'd mention it. This is a power supply I made just to power the Arduino. But there's a couple of lines. There's two wires coming out of the clock for the clock read and clock set, and then power. And there's just wires on the relay switch to turn the relay switch on and off, and then power. And I'm getting power to those from the Arduino. And then there's this cool little power supply that I got from eBay that has like 3 volts, 5 volts. You can even charge your cell phone with it. With 9-volt input, it does a bunch of conversions, and there's a million ways to connect to the thing. So it works really cool. And then I have, I'll show you the code. Bring up the program. So a couple of libraries that I load. Can't find my mouse. There it is. Okay, a couple of libraries to load. This is the actual device, the clock, library for the clock. And then do some setups. And then there's pin 13 and pin 12 that controls the relay. And then I have a way to read the timer, so I can see what the clock is at by bringing this up. It just keeps refreshing. You can see the seconds changing there. That's this clock running. So that's the input into the Arduino, and then I have this if statement right here. And as you can see, it says if hour is 23, which is 11 p.m., 24-hour clock, obviously, or midnight, or 1 a.m., so on and so forth, right up to 5 a.m. So if the hour on the clock coming into that monitor that I just showed you is 5 or 23, any of these values, the telephone is turned off, as you can see here. And then if it's not equal to one of these hours, it's high, which means the telephone is on, which is the condition of it right now. The phone line is on. If and what I did was I put a couple lines of code in here, and I'll reload the Arduino. Let's see, what time is it? It is 3:05, 52, 53. So I'm going to set this to say if the minutes equals 07, because we're at 06 right now. It just turned to 06. 306. Bring it up again. And 12, 13, 14. So in about 45 seconds, it'll be 307. So let me load this into the Arduino. I'll compile it and tell it to load the code, which it's doing there. Hopefully it does it before it goes to 7. Okay. And just flip the relay, reset the relay. It sees that it's not, the minute is not at 7 yet. I'll bring up the monitor. And when this goes to 15:07, the telephone line will be disconnected. I just said phone is blocked. Now the phone's blocked. If you look here, it says check telephone line number 1, which is the business line, because I just disconnected it. And you see that the relay is turned on, which means that the wires going to the telephone line have been opened up and the business line is shut down. And then once this goes to 08 in 30 seconds, this statement here will no longer be true. The minutes will not equal 07, it'll equal 08, and the telephone will go back on. And when I edit this video, I'll cut this out so we don't know how I'll have to sit here and stare at this. 52, 53. And the telephone is about to go back on. You just saw the switch go off. And the telephone is working now.